Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Removed from Play. For people who've been watching this show or watching this channel for a very, very long time, you know, way back in the day, I used to do Removed from Play, and it was just talking about old metas and old cards that were banned from the game, and talking with experts in the community of why those were banned. I'm taking a little bit of a recreational step on that. Instead, we're going to be going into why certain cards hit the ban list at all. And I think there's some interesting stories that can go in, because a lot of new players, especially ones coming in for the Arc 5 world, they're not going to know why certain cards are on the ban list. To them, they might not even seem that crazy. So I figured to start off, we're going to talk about Golden Bamboo Sword, one of the OGs to get hit on the ban list. And while the effect sounds crazy, some people, they don't know why this card's banned. So let's get into it. As always, like, comment, subscribe if you like this type of content. I hope to one day go, towards all the cards that are banned, especially the cards, the cards on the forbidden list. Those are a little bit more recent. Cards on Limit 1, Limit 2 are kind of older. So I want to hit like the older cards first, things like this, things like Cyberstein. Obviously before Cyberstein was totally forbidden, go to 1 before we hit all those other ones. But hey, if you like these cards, if you have any questions on why other things were banned, leave them down in the comments and we can get into them. So let's get into it. What does Golden Bamboo Sword do? Very simply, activate if you control another Bamboo Sword equipped spell card. You draw 2 cards. That's basically all it does. Can't be too crazy, right? Well, the biggest issues is how easy it is to get this. Obviously, there's Broken Bamboo Sword, which is just an equip. The equipped monster gains 0 attack. We don't really care about that. We just want the name of Golden Bamboo Sword. But the Cursed Bamboo Sword, this is where the nastiness started. The equipped monster gains 0 attack. You can target one other bamboo sword you control, return it to the hand. If you do, the equipped monster can attack your opponent directly this turn. This did enable some OTKs, funny enough, with Silent Swordsman. But once per turn, if this card's sent to the graveyard, you can add a Bamboo Sword card from your deck to your hand, except Cursed Bamboo Sword. So essentially, you can keep searching your Golden Bamboo Swords and just constantly getting those free draw 2s. Now, this was used in a ton of strategies. The one that people remember the most is the Woodland Sprite strategy, right? You summon Woodland Sprite, you equip a bunch of cards, you draw a bunch of cards, you equip things like the bamboo cards to it, and then you detach and equip, you burn your opponent for 500, and you keep doing this until you FTK them. And that's already a pretty strong strategy, especially with things like the Cursed Bamboo Sword and stuff, getting the detach material off. But even beyond that, there were, because a lot of people were like, well, Woodland Sprite is now at 1, so we can free Bamboo, right? You can bring back Bamboo Sword. No, you cannot. There were a lot of different strategies, including things like Enderman the Master Magician, being able to constantly loop spells out of your graveyard. So you looped spells that just did burn damage, and you FTK your opponent through that. You could do things like Exodia loop, even through 25 cards. It was extremely easy to consistently loop. You could even just keep looping the Golden Bamboo Sword if you want with the Enderman, and just keep drawing your deck until eventually you got, your Exodia pieces if you wanted to. There was also later down the road, not too crazy in the, when they first got hit, the Silent Magician OTK, being able to do things like the passage, and then being able to do the Curse of Bamboo Sword to attack directly, is still relevant as well. Basically, what I'm getting at is even with Sprite nerfed, which was the one that everyone knew this card for getting nerfed, the ability for decks to just randomly, draw 2 cards this consistently, and these are equip spells. People forget, equip spells can be equipped to your opponent's monsters. So you could easily equip the Broken Bamboo Sword or the Cursed Bamboo Sword, and then activate their effects based off just your opponent's monsters, and go into your Golden Bamboo combos as well. And in Yu-Gi-Oh, drawing 2 cards has always been broken, right? Just from the get-go, Pot of Greed. This is basically just an easily obtainable Pot of Greed, allowing you to draw out your entire deck, essentially. So, can this card come back? Absolutely not. Even if you were to ban, everything that I mentioned on here, you could still easily Exodia people. You'd have to nerf Exodia. And even if you couldn't, just being able to not even draw your whole deck, just half of your deck, is enough to win a Yu-Gi-Oh game. You know what I mean? So To be totally honest, no. This card can never come back. It's actually funny that it's limited to one, because you could actually, some people still try to use this. So we saw one person try to use Bamboo Sword Witchcrafter like a couple months ago. It didn't work, but it was hilarious just to see it happen. But it just being here on the limit 1 list, especially with Sprite being at limit 1, and of course Grandpa's card's already limited and everything, it does not enable the FTKs. And as long as those FTKs are not consistent, they're just, you do them for fun more though than the consistency, then there's nothing wrong with it beyond that. So there you go. There's Bamboo Sword. Constantly burning your opponent for 500. Enderman Loop for burn cards, or Grandpa's cards were the major uses, but there would be millions of other uses for this card if it was allowed. Let me know what you think about Bamboo Sword. Should it come back? Spoiler, the answer is no. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you have other recommendations for other banned cards I'm gonna do, and I'll try to get through them as quickly as I can. Thank you guys. Till next time.